Hello everyone, my name is Atiq Islam. I'm a senior science teacher. I like to teach physics, chemistry, and along with that, I also teach maths and English. So today, I'll talk about Cambridge O-level syllabus of physics. The code is 5054. Uh, we have to keep this in mind that the examination is held in June and November. So there are like two sessions, which is in June and November. So let's proceed. Now this is the syllabus for physics 5054. I'll give this in the description box. Firstly, we can see that there is an introduction, teacher support, assessment at a glance, syllabus aims and assessment objectives, syllabus content, practical assessment, appendix, and other information. So, as you can see from the contents, all of these are important to know, but most importantly, number 5, which is syllabus content, is very important because it covers all the topics that we need to know for our O-level exams. Now, let's skip these parts. Okay, if we come to number 3, assessment at a glance, then we can see that there are two papers. One is paper 1 and another is paper 2. This is for theory, and the other one is practical, that is for paper 3, or it can be for paper 4. It depends on the students. So over here you can see that for paper 1 it's multiple choice questions. It will take around 1 hour. It will cover 40 marks. Next is theory, that will take around 1 hour 45 minutes. It has 75 marks. Then comes a practical test, that's for 1 hour for paper 4 and 2 hours for paper 3. Both of them covers the same marks, which is 30. Now let's go to the main section, which is number 5, syllabus content. Right. So here you can see that in section 1 is general physics. So what do we have in general physics? Number 1, we have physical quantities, units, and measurement. So in this chapter, we have to cover scalars and vectors, measurement techniques, units, and symbols. So if you go through these parts, then this whole chapter will be covered up. Next chapter is kinematics. Under this topic, we have speed, velocity, and acceleration. You can see in 2.1. Then comes graphical analysis of motion, that is in 2.2. Then comes free fall, which is 2.3. So if you see the learning outcomes, if you go through all of them, you will be covering up the whole topic. The next one comes dynamics. Over here we can see that the first one is balanced and unbalanced forces, second is friction, the third one is circular motion. Next chapter we have mass, weight, and density. First is mass and weight, second is gravitational fields, third is density. Number 5 is turning effect of forces. The first is moments, then is center of mass, and then comes stability. The 6th chapter is deformation. Over here we'll cover only one subtopic, which is elastic deformation. Number 7 is pressure. Over here we'll cover two topics, which is pressure and pressure changes. Section 3, we have energy and thermal physics. So under this heading we have the sub-chapter. The first one is energy sources and transfer of energy. This is number 8. First one is energy forms, second is major sources of energy, third is work, fourth is efficiency, and the last one is power. Chapter 9 we have transfer of thermal energy. Over here we'll cover up conduction, convection, and radiation. Then comes temperature. Over here we'll cover up principles of thermometry and practical thermometers. Thermal properties of matter. This is chapter 11. Over here we'll cover specific heat capacity, melting and boiling points, thermal expansion of solids, liquids, and gases. Chapter 12 we have kinetic model of matter. We'll cover states of matter, then molecular model, and then evaporation. Section 4 we have waves. Under this section we'll cover general wave properties. If you see the content, it says describing wave motion, then wave terms, wave behavior. Then we'll cover the chapter light. Under this chapter we have reflection of light, refraction of light, thin converging and diverging lenses. Chapter 15 we have electromagnetic spectrum. Under this chapter we have to cover dispersion of light, properties of electromagnetic waves, application of electromagnetic waves. Then we have sound. Under this topic we have to cover sound waves, speed of sound, and ultrasound. In section 5 we have electricity and magnetism. In chapter 17 the chapter is called magnetism and electromagnetism. The contents that we have in this chapter is first laws of magnetism, and then magnetic properties of matter, and then comes electromagnetism. The next chapter is static electricity. The contents that we can see are, the first one is laws of electrostatics, then comes principle of electrostatics, and then comes application of electrostatics. Chapter 19 we have current electricity. Under this chapter we have to cover current, electromotive force, potential difference, and resistance. Number 20 we have DC circuits. Under this chapter we have to cover current and potential difference in circuits, series and parallel circuits. Number 21 we have practical electricity. Under this chapter we have to cover number 1 uses of electricity, then dangers of electricity, and then safe use of electricity in the home. Chapter 22 electromagnetism. Under this chapter we have to cover force on a current carrying conductor, and then the DC motor. Chapter 23 electromagnetic induction. Under this chapter we have to cover principles of electromagnetic induction, the AC generator, and the transformer. Introductory electronics. Under this chapter we have to cover thermionic emission and cathode rays, uses of an oscilloscope, and action and use of circuit components. Chapter 25 electronic systems. Under this chapter we have to cover switching and logic circuits, bistable and astable circuits. Section 6, the last section, which is atomic physics. So under this section we have the chapter 26, which is radioactivity. This chapter will cover 5 sections. Number 1 is detection of radioactivity. Number 2 is characteristics of the 3 types of emission. Number 3 is nuclear reactions. Number 4 is half-life. Number 5 is uses of radioactive isotopes, including safety precautions. Chapter 17 we have the nuclear atom. Under this chapter we'll cover atomic model and nucleus. So that's all for this syllabus, and we also have practical assessment. If you go through this, then you'll find out all the informations regarding this paper. If you go through this section, this is appendix. Over here you can see the quantity, the symbols, and the units. All of them is given over here. You'll also find glossary of terms, all the important terms that is discussed in the syllabus, which is very important, is given over here. Thank you for watching the video. I hope you liked it.